In this episode, I'm going to take you step by step to show you how to dominate YouTube search. You're going to know clearly what I mean by dominating and what that looks like. In fact, I'm going to show you several examples, and then I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you exactly what we did to get there. So let's dive right in. Let's start out by just showing some examples of what YouTube domination looks like. I come right here to YouTube and I type in construction management. Notice you'll find Jason Schroeder ranking right at the top. What if I type in superintendent? There we go. We've got Jason Schroeder. He's got 2 videos in the top 3. Let's look at another example. What if I type in run for office? Oh, notice this guy right here, Jay Townsend. What if I type in become politician? Boom, 3 videos in the top 3. Let me show you one more client. What if we type in self-government? Okay, we find Nicolene Peck. There's her channel, there's her videos. Let's type in another one, discipline teenager, and there's Nicolene ranking at the top. Now I wanted to save this one for last because I want to illustrate something. She's ranking for a 2-word phrase, but look at the title of her video. This video is 10 words long. Now this isn't just a random title. We did keyword research and we found questions that people are asking about parenting or about, in this case, disciplining teens. And there's actually consistent search volume every single month for this 10-word question. The exciting news is there are thousands and thousands of 8, 9, and 10-word questions, not just for parenting, but also in your space. So in your area of expertise, there are people going to Google and YouTube right now typing in really specific questions. Imagine if your videos ranked at the top when they did that search. So when we're talking about dominating YouTube, we're talking about finding your target audience and dominating YouTube anytime they're asking a question about your expertise. In previous videos, I've talked about the leaf strategy, right? And I've talked about my tree analogy. So I'm just going to stick this up right here. In this video, I just want to go into a little bit more depth. I want to teach you the 5 ingredients of the leaf strategy. So ingredient number 1 is to choose your target branch. So what does that mean? Okay, if you do keyword research, you're going to find leaves all over your tree. The trunk represents your core, so whether that's real estate or nutrition or parenting, the leaves represent these really specific questions that have those 8, 9, or 10 words, but still have consistent search volume every month. So as you start doing keyword research, you're going to find leaves on many different branches. But ingredient number 1 is we've got to hone in on a target branch. When you compare this branch to the branch right next to it, you're going to see some differences. It might be differences in the demographics of the people answering those questions, or difference in their experience level, like some are newbies, but some are very seasoned. You're going to find some that are looking for low price solutions and some that are really looking to invest. Another thing that you'll notice as you compare different branches is you might be looking at one branch and all the different questions, all the different leaf titles on that branch, and you'll just love every one of them, thinking, man, I'm excited about every one of these topics. But compared to another branch next to it, you might look and like, well, there's that one and there's that one. Yeah, I could talk about those, but the rest of them, that's actually a different topic. That's not my expertise. Well, that tells you something. You want to find the branch and compare all the branches all across the tree. Find the branches that are your ideal target audience, the right demographics, people that are really positioned well to hire you, and on topics that clearly match your expertise. So ingredient number 1 is to choose your target branch. Ingredient number 2 is to film every leaf on that branch. Now, not all leaves are the same. Some leaves have higher search volume and others have low search volume. We want a minimum of 10, but those are the gold and those are the ones that you want to start with. There's a couple analogies I use. I use a staircase analogy. I'm going to use a different one for this. The only conflict with this analogy is I'm telling you to focus on a branch. So if you pick this branch up here, but now I'm telling you to focus on the lower leaves, just go with the analogy. So if I'm this tall compared to this amazing tree, what leaves can I reach easily? I can reach the low-hanging fruit or the low-hanging leaves. The leaves at the top of the tree I'm going to need a ladder for, or I'm going to need to climb up the branches. Go with the leaves that are easiest to reach. Go after the low-hanging leaves. So those are questions that have 10 words or 20 words. Start there. Once you dominate YouTube for those, go after the 50s, the 100s, the 500s. That is the path to complete domination of that entire branch. So if we were to make that analogy a little bit better, we would go after the leaves at the bottom of the branch first and then work our way up to the leaves on the top of the branch. Now, in a previous video, and I know my light's in the way, but I talked about the difference between marketing and nurturing and this is the lead magnet video. So the majority of the videos are going to be leads, the questions, the videos that are pulling in people through search traffic. But you're going to gain subscribers, and once they're a subscriber, they know who you are. Every video they watch after that is a nurturing video. Typically on a filming day, we'll film 20 episodes in a single day, and 15 of them might be the leaf videos that are bringing in that search traffic. One of them is typically going to be a lead magnet video, and then the rest can be nurture videos. They can still have leaf titles, but let me actually show you a specific example. Now, this is a branch that we worked on for quite some time. We started low down at the bottom, even below this screen where we had 10 searches per month. But you see here we've got some that are 20s, 30s, 40s, all the way up to 480 and 590. I'm going to explain what these no's and yeses mean in a minute. But let me explain what happens when subscribers start watching some of these videos. So in the beginning, this person's never heard of you before. They go to Google or YouTube, they do a search, and let's say they type in one of these questions, how to discipline high anxiety child. So they watch that video, and it's really helpful to them because that's exactly what they were asking. Then they subscribe to the channel. And maybe the next day they see how to discipline a child for fighting at school. And you're like, that might be interesting. So they watch that video. And then the next day, how to discipline a child with low self-esteem. Maybe they even watch that video too, but now they've watched 3 videos about disciplining a child. When you find a branch and then you decide to film every leaf on that branch, you're not doing it as a nurturing strategy. You're doing it as a marketing strategy. You're pulling in these people who are asking these really specific questions. In this case, it's all about disciplining your child, but in different situations, right? So you're pulling in the people that are asking these specific questions. Now, when somebody subscribes and you're nurturing them, this isn't the best approach to nurture. This is research I did for Nicolene Peck, so she's a parenting expert, and she talks about a wide variety of topics. This is just one of her branches. So there's so many other videos that might better nurture a subscriber. It might be a leaf on another branch, and then another video on another branch might also nurture. Now, there's actually a feature within YouTube where you can differentiate between a marketing video and a nurture video, but it uses different words. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm signed into Nicolene Peck's channel, that parenting channel that I was telling you about. If I click on content, you'll see the next 4 videos that are scheduled to go live. We launch 5 episodes a week on this channel. So if I just open up one of these, as if I'm going in to edit something like the description or whatnot, you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you hit show more, and you keep scrolling. And once you get to this region right here, notice this checkbox. It says publish to subscriptions feed and notify subscribers. So you get to make the choice. Is this a video that will nurture my subscribers, or is it strictly marketing and might annoy my subscribers because they've seen so many videos on this topic? So it's very common, and it won't hurt your channel to come and uncheck that box. Again, unchecking that box is basically just telling YouTube, this isn't meant for my subscribers. If my subscribers find it, then great, but it's not going to notify them with an email. It's not going to show up in their subscriptions feed. The main reason I'm doing this is because I want it to show up in YouTube search. So as you have your launch schedule and you film all these different videos, you can just make the decision. Which ones do I want to have the box checked? Which ones am I nurturing? And which ones are strictly for search? If I'm going through leaf after leaf after leaf on the same branch, the majority of those are going to be marketing, and you just uncheck that box. All right, the next ingredient is to film 20 talking head videos. So that's what talking head videos. Let me explain what that means. So when somebody's watching a video, if you are kind of front and center, you're talking head, there's not a whole lot of other movement, or you're not vlogging, you're not traveling, you're just filming in one place, pretty much like I'm filming this video here. They're much easier videos to film compared to a travel vlog that you've got to film all day or all week. Like a video like this, if it ends up being 10 minutes or 15 minutes long, it might only take 12 or 17 minutes to film it. Let me give you a few parameters that will make your talking head videos really work on YouTube. One is length. So you want your videos to average in length about 10 to 12 minutes. Yes, I know that shorts and TikTok and Reels are really, really popular, but let me share this with you. When YouTube separated shorts from videos, videos started trending way longer. In fact, just in 3 years, YouTube videos have doubled in their average length. Now, I don't know if that's across the board, but I even looked at channels like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast's videos have doubled in length in just 3 years. You can go take a look. Now, I'm not saying you need to make videos that long, but for how-to videos, educational content, 10 to 12 minutes I found to be the sweet spot because it's long enough to go in depth and really answer their question, as well as build a relationship. Have the viewer feel like they get to know you. They know your preferences. They know your biases. They know your experience. They know your bad grammar. Talking about bad grammar, the next key is you want your videos to be conversational, okay? So you don't want to have your videos scripted. You don't want to use a teleprompter. You don't need to memorize anything, but when you're outlining your videos, just list your talking points. Because you do keyword research, you find this question, that becomes the title of your video, and now you know what you're going to talk about. So as you're preparing your talking points, you think, well, to answer this question, to really teach this principle, they're going to need to know this and follow this step and that step, and maybe I'm going to share this story that will really illustrate it well. So then when you're filming, you just look at your notes and you think, oh yeah, that's the first thing I was going to discuss. So you put your notes down, look at the camera, and you talk for a minute or two about point number one. You don't try and remember what comes next, but you just pause. You pick up your notes. Oh yeah, point number two. And by the way, my notes are my computer, which you can't see right here, but I'm doing this very thing. So you look at point number two, put your notes down, look at the camera, and you just deliver point number two. That does several things. One, it helps you record your content in bite-sized pieces so it's easy to consume or easy for people to watch. It's also helpful for the viewer to kind of understand the flow and to learn the process. But the thing that I love most about it is it takes the pressure off. You don't have to perform on camera. You just want to have a conversation. Imagine if you were having a FaceTime or a Zoom conversation with somebody, just one-on-one. Imagine if you were scripted, or imagine if you were reading a teleprompter. That'd be so awkward. That would be weird, right? But when you're having a real conversation, you might pause and look up to find the right word, and you're going to use bad grammar. I just said gonna, but if I scripted it, I would say going to. That's just not how I talk. You want to have a conversation. That's going to be the best way to build a relationship with people through your videos. Okay, let's talk about 3 more things that are important with your talking head videos. Okay, so at the beginning of the video, you need to set hooks. Now, this is just a way of letting people know the value. Tell them what's coming in your video. Why should they spend 10 to 12 minutes with you? How are they going to benefit by the end of the video? So that's what a hook is. And then a CTA, that's your call to action. So at the end of the video, you need to tell people what to do next. Should they watch another video? And be specific. Don't say that the generic, hey, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, you don't ever need to say that in your videos. Everyone else will do that for you, and so people know what to do. You're going to want to choose the one most important call to action for your video. And there's 2 different options for that. Pick which one and have that one for your video. So the 2 options are, hey, go watch this video, or 2, go get this free gift. So you're not selling in these videos, you're not talking about yourself, your company, your programs, your services. You're just helping them. You're just answering their question. But you get to the end, and let's demonstrate the call to action to watch another video. Hey, now that you learned these principles, I really want you to go learn this next strategy. It's really going to help you implement it. So go watch that video next. Or now that you understand these principles, I want you to really implement it. And I've got a tool that's going to help you do that. It's a free resource. Go to this link and get that free resource. Okay, the last thing that I want to mention is custom thumbnail. I've got other episodes where I've gone into a lot more detail on thumbnails, but just know it's required. You can't get away with the still shot that YouTube will take from the random moment of your video. It just won't get near as many clicks as if you design a thumbnail intentionally that will entice people. That's really the banner or the advertisement for your video. You've got the title and you've got the thumbnail. They're always shown together, and the thumbnail is what's going to entice people to click on it. Okay, so that's what a talking head video is and what I mean by it. And I said, I want you to film 20 of them. This is just about efficiency. Each video that we make following this leaf strategy brings in a little trickle of traffic, okay? The more traffic will come in, the more leads that you'll generate, and eventually we become a big fire hose of traffic into your business. In the beginning, if launching 1 episode a week is what's realistic for you, then start there. Start with a minimum of 1 episode a week, and think about this. If you filmed 20 episodes in a day, you only have to do that every 20 weeks, or about 5 months. Now, many of the channels that I produce, we launch 5 episodes a week. So if we film 20 episodes in a day, we only have to film once a month or once every 4 weeks. Now, filming 20 episodes in a day, it's a perfect number because it's like 9 in the morning till 5 at night. You can take the break for lunch. I've done as many as 37 episodes in a day. I've done a lot of experimenting, and over the years, 20 is the perfect number that I recommend for you. Now, ingredient number 5 is to choose what level you're going to launch at. You want to launch between 1 and 7 episodes per week. Now, what's the difference? If you look at the branches, when you're doing keyword research and you decide, oh, I'm going to focus on this branch, you're going to compare it to all the other branches that you discover. And what if you find 10 branches that each have 30 leaf titles on it that you want to dominate? And you look at your goals and what you have for your business over the next year and you think, I really want to dominate all 10 of these in the next year. We're going to have to launch a lot more episodes. You're going to need to launch 7 episodes a week. But on the other hand, if you find one branch and you decide, hey, by the end of this year, if I just dominate this one branch, that'll be a game changer for my business. That's what I want to focus on. Yeah, I mean, in a year, you've got 52 weeks. So it's very realistic for you to dominate that entire branch just launching 1 episode per week. Now, I have a free gift for you. I do want you to really understand this leaf strategy, and I've written an entire book about it. It's called A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube. As long as you're willing to pay the printing and the shipping cost, no profit to me, that would be my gift to you. So what can you expect in this book? I made sure to print it in full color because I take you behind the scenes and I show you everything that I can to help you really internalize and be able to implement the tactics of the leaf strategy. So if you want a free copy of this book, go to natesyoutubebook.com.